Hey everybody, how's it going? I don't know if you can hear me. I don't have my mic with me. I'm just outside of a train station here in Japan. You can't really see the trains going by. Anyway, I was just thinking the last couple of days, this thing with Saudi Arabia and Iran and Trump saying, something should be done. I just wanted to give a shout out to Aura and her report from a number of months ago. She did say that in September, end of September, beginning of October, there could be some event that would be a conflict, possibly a war, or it would look like a war, and it would have an effect on the crypto markets. So I'm thinking, hey, that's a pretty good hit for her. How would you know something like that 3 months ago? So I just want to give a shout out to Aura while I'm thinking about it here, and that's why I'm doing this impromptu video on the way to work here. Okay, take care. Okay, everybody. Hey, how's it going? This is Big Lair here. This is my Big Lair's Crypto Weekend Update. Today is, September 21st for me? Yeah. It's about 11:40 in the morning, September 21st. It's Saturday here in Japan. And for those of you in the States there, it's Friday evening still, huh? So I'm about 15 hours ahead of everybody, I think. Okay, got some more interesting news. Just thought I'd share it with you. The first one is about Binance. Now, the other day I talked about Binance. They have this Venus coin, right? That's could be a competitor for Facebook's Libra. Binance has got some pretty cool things going. They're going to launch a fiat to crypto over-the-counter service coming soon. And I'm looking at an article here that I caught the other day. This is from 2 days ago. They're going to launch this ability for people to enter the market with fiat currency. This is going to really help them in the Chinese market. In the Chinese market, the government had some controls in place in regards to ICOs, which makes it very tough for Chinese to move fiat through the banking system to an exchange. So this is gonna really help out Binance. So that's pretty cool. And let's see. Binance also said they're developing a payment system, a payment gateway that will allow customers in about 170 countries to purchase digital assets on their website using fiat currency. So that's good, huh? And one more thing. This is the one that I'm interested in here. It says, let's see, what am I reading here? I'm reading atozmarkets.com. I don't know how to say that. ATOZ. I should give a shout out to who put this article together. Anyway, let's see. Binance is collaborating with Paxos. You all know Paxos, right? And let's see, Binance and the Paxos Trust Company, they've announced a strategic partnership. This was back the 5th of this month, 5th of September. And they're going to, this partnership is for launching a fully dollar collateralized stablecoin, which will be called Binance USD or BUSD. That's good news. And Paxos will act as the US dollar custodian in this relationship, and they will also issue this Binance USD stablecoin. And it will be available later this month, September, on the Paxos platform for direct purchase, and you can redeem $1 for one BUSD. And also, you can get it on Binance.com, and it says they will initially allow you to trade this new stable coin against Bitcoin, the Binance coin, the BNB Binance coin, and XRP. So that's pretty great, huh? Giving people more choices for stable coins, and lots of people in countries around the world a chance to use their fiat currency to get into cryptocurrencies. Some countries are, really against this sort of thing. So Binance always impresses and comes up with new things. Now, one thing that I noticed is in this article, Rich Tiao. I should know this name because I've worked with a lot of Chinese before with this family name. He's the co-founder and CEO, Paxos co-founder and CEO Asia. Okay. He mentioned that the NYDFS's approval of this Binance USD stablecoin is a vital step towards long-term stability in global crypto markets. And I was thinking, what is the NYDFS? Well, that's the New York Department of Financial Services. So, wow. They've already received the regulatory approval from the New York Department of Financial Services. I'm guessing this is a big thing. I know New York is very picky about the financial, about anything financial going on in New York, right? So this is a good step forward, I think, for Binance. Obviously, they're very motivated to keep their exchange going and to move on to bigger and better things and to give more, make more services available for the customers. That's awesome. My next article here, I kind of jumped into this video fast, huh? Well, it is what it is. It's Saturday. You know, I've been up since, 6:30 this morning. I've been going ever since. The next article is about EOS, right? EOS, however you say it. And it seems like a real interesting coin. The system they've got behind it, you know, how the apps and everything work, sounds pretty, what can I say? If you're really into the space and into the ecosystem, it sounds like a valuable coin and ecosystem to me. However, I found an article that says everyone's worst fears about EOS are proving true. And okay, what's the takeaway from this article? Well, they've got a $3 billion value. EOS it's got the 7th largest blockchain by market cap, around $3 billion since February of this year. But some people are worried that its structure is too centralized, and that's because there are a large number of entities that govern the EOS chain that are located in China. So some people are worried there may be a state intervention. You know, the Chinese government may intervene without us knowing it, right? And let's see, a second concern, I'm just glancing over this article that I've already read 2 days ago. Okay. So there's a lot of contributors to EOS, right? To the blockchain. And they build decentralized apps, and they've got development tools. And it seems from this article, and I read a second article, which I don't have on my screen here, which seemed to back this up, appeared to back up this information, that these developers are getting little or no money from contributing to the, to the health of the EOS ecosystem. And recently, one of these people publicly came out on Steemit, I believe it was, and just said some of these EOS token holders have too much power, and it's not good. Let's see, and then we have Block One. Block One is the company that launched the code behind EOS, and they're the largest token holder, and they could step up and redefine governance on their blockchain, but they haven't done anything yet, so some people are worried about that. So anyway, I'm not trying to create any kind of fear, uncertainty, or doubt regarding EOS, but it's good to know what's going on with these things, right? And I happen to like EOS, but I was also happy to find this article to know that, hey, everything's not as rosy as I thought it was. So it's, like I said, it's good to know both sides of the coin, right? Okay. The next thing, I think some of you maybe use this Abra wallet, Abra, A-B-R-A, and Abra will now allow users to buy cryptos from all 7-Eleven stores in the Philippines. Okay, that sounds like a pretty awesome thing here. Skimming through the the article here, it's that wallet app, right? Abra. So they've partnered with 7-Eleven in the Philippines. So they've got around 6,000 outlets, 6,000 stores in the Philippines. And people will be able to buy cryptocurrencies at these stores. Well, that's pretty awesome, but it's not just cryptocurrencies. Let's see. What do we got here? Okay, so Abra is saying, you got the CEO of Abra, Bill Barheit. Maybe that's his name. Barheit. Anyway, he's talking about, they partnered with an EC Pay company that's going to help with the transactions, and then using this Abra wallet app through, with 7-Eleven, people can take their pesos, put pesos, the Filipino pesos, into Abra, and then they can buy cryptocurrencies and even stocks. They can even buy stocks, which is, okay. I'm more interested in just the cryptocurrency part of it. And then one interesting thing here, it says the minimum deposit. So the minimum you can use to purchase cryptocurrencies is 500 pesos, Filipino pesos. That's about $9.60. So it's not a lot of money to get into it. It may be a lot of money for someone in the Philippines though, and they do have a cap on it. There's a daily transaction cap of 100,000 Filipino pesos, which is about $1,920. So seems reasonable to me. Living in Malaysia, I often found similar numbers like this. I remember in Malaysia, for credit cards, it was really hard to get a credit card that had a limit over 10,000 ringgit. 10,000 ringgit is roughly $2,500. And I'm married with 3 kids, so imagine I've got to buy plane tickets and I need to pay with a credit card, but my credit card limit's only $2,500 for the 5 of us to fly somewhere. So it was a little bit of a rigmarole, but that's what it is, that part of the world, right? Okay, so this looks good. The only thing is it says it can take up to 2 days for customers to get their cryptos. I'm not wild about that. And they charge a 2% fee, a transaction fee. 2% transaction fee, okay, not that bad. But up to 2 days to get your cryptos. That's not so good, right? Who wants to wait that long? However, something's better than nothing, right? Okay, let me jump ahead here. What's next? Oh, this was a fun one. I just threw this in here because I got a good laugh out of this. This is out of Cointelegraph.com, and it's an article about the BitMEX CEO, Arthur Hayes. You familiar with this guy, Arthur Hayes? He did an interview recently, and he said traders could lose their weekends and lunch breaks. And man, I felt really, whenever I hear about traders having anything negative happen to them, I feel kind of sad for like a minute. Traders, okay. Well, obviously this has to do with cryptocurrencies, right? Cryptocurrencies are going to affect everything. Traditional trading will have to change. And as this CEO, as Mr. Hayes says, cryptocurrencies trade 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There is no break. So what makes you think traditional traders are going to be able to maintain this, I only work Monday through Friday from this time to this time and I get a nice lunch break? Now that's going to go out the window. I agree with him. Let's see, what does he say? He had kind of a funny quote here. He was recently speaking in Singapore at this Milken Institute. Let's see. Yeah, he says all of these things, all of these, discussions about being somewhere and trading something and then physically reconciling the records, it's going out the window, because once you get away from that and you understand that everything is digital, it's on the blockchain, you realize Bitcoin's a great idea, and that's where things are going to go. Now I'm paraphrasing. obviously, but that's the gist of his article. He's very bullish on Bitcoin. He thinks it will be $20,000. He said it could soon shoot to $20,000 because of the emergency measures the Federal Reserve is doing. So I'm guessing there's going to be quantitative easing 4 or something, is it? Wow. Yeah, he's talking about, in the past, more than $53 billion was pumped into the economy through quantitative easing measures, and they're going to do it again, it sounds like. I wasn't aware of that, but it doesn't surprise me at all. And so he thinks that'll be one of the reasons that Bitcoin goes up to 20,000. Okay. It's good to know these macro things, right? Here's an article. This is sometimes something is so dumb you just have to talk about it, right? This is a Wells Fargo executive. He's boasting about the Wells Fargo stable coin that they're developing because it will be more efficient and higher speed than the original SWIFT system. Like, oh boy, where'd that guy go to school? You know, he's dropping truth bombs on us. Jesus, is this guy retarded or what? And he says, when we move money across the world, we need to exchange currencies. We need to go through third parties such as SWIFT and other banks. It's a long process. And every time there's a connection with external parties, it takes time, energy, and effort. Well, he left out one thing. It costs money. Who is this idiot? Frazier is his name. Okay, man, like what rock you been living under, dude? The one thing you don't talk about is what everybody wants to know. You know, you're sending the money. Okay, great. You've got a system in place. You advertise how fast it is. But you're not saying how much you charge for it. You're just saying it takes time, energy, and effort. Yeah, maybe for you, but the customer is the one who's footing the bill as far as paying the fees, super high fees. So instead of these knuckleheads at Wells Fargo picking out a coin that's already established with its own blockchain, they're going to develop their own stable coin and use it just in their system. Okay. Let me go back here. I said a dude. Who is this dude? Is he retarded? I have to retract that. Who is this chick? Lisa Frazier, head of the Innovation Group. Oh, Jesus. Our impending blockchain will be highly efficient and outperform SWIFT. I think almost every cryptocurrency in existence now outperforms SWIFT, doesn't it, as far as speed goes and efficiency? Oh man. So anyway, you know, some people are not only late to the party, they just miss the whole point, right? And I don't usually give people a hard time, but when I see something that looks like really dumb and someone's at a company in a position of power, and they should be quite smart and know what's going on and they don't, then you got to call them out for being dumb, right? Okay. All right, now I'm on to Bitcoin.com, you know, Roger Vere's deal. There's a guy named Stefan Rust. I don't know if it's Stephen or Stefan. Looks like it's Stefan. He's the new CEO of Bitcoin.com. He did this thing called an AMA session, which at first I thought was like some kind of, what do you call it? Like fighting, you know? I thought it was some kind of fighting deal, like, oh, cool, some guy from a cryptocurrency website is going out and doing like mixed martial arts. No, not that. AMA means Ask Me Anything. So I did one of these Ask Me Anything sessions on YouTube. And I think if you look, you can find it. Stefan Rust, CEO of Bitcoin.com, AMA, and you should be able to find it. Let's see. I like Bitcoin.com. And I like what they're doing with Bitcoin Cash. So I'm really interested in this. So in his video, he just talked about if you have, or by using Bitcoin Cash, he basically said, you know, you have an app that holds your Bitcoin Cash and you're using it like you're now your own bank, right? You can now provide yourself with financial services. And he goes into all kinds of stuff. I would like to actually pick this guy's brain a little bit, because he says you have everything from wealth management to interest-bearing deposits, lending, borrowing, investing, trading, blah, 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 blah. Some of that I get. Some of it I'm like, how you doing that? So anyway, he talks about how he went into a coffee shop and asked if he could pay for his coffee in Bitcoin Cash. The owner didn't have anything to do with cryptos, but the guy said, well, I might be willing to. So he helped the guy set up a wallet on his phone, sent the money to him, and the owner was shocked that, oh, this is what it is? Wait, I don't have to pay any 3 to 5% to the credit card companies for doing this? Nope. So that was kind of cool. And let's see, he talks about, let's see what I'm really interested in here. Okay, he talks about esports, cannabis, and smart cities. And I'll just talk about esports and cannabis. Okay, let me just move down here. Okay, one thing about esports is that a lot of people in esports, they're already using media. They're very tech savvy, and they're already sending things, esports, they're already sending money here and there, right, electronically. So the esports platforms are just ripe to use something like Bitcoin Cash. And cannabis market, interestingly enough, they're making tons of money, but the banks don't want to deal with them. That's weird. Seems to me a lot of banks in Florida had no problem dealing with all the drug money from cocaine back in the 70s, or back in the 80s, did they? They didn't mind washing the money then. That was real dirty money. That was like illegal as hell, dirty money, and they were getting, what, 10% or something as a cleaning fee? But now you have these legal industries making money, but the banks don't want to touch them. So this guy here was just saying that wouldn't Bitcoin Cash be the perfect way for them to do it? Get them onto the Bitcoin Cash. They could set the whole thing up to where they've got wallets, they've got point of sale devices. Everything could be done with cryptocurrencies. Of course, all of us, all of you watching this, you already know that. That's why you're involved in cryptocurrencies, and we've all pretty much spoken before. I think most of us on Discord or somewhere, right? So to me, it's like a no-brainer. Why haven't people thought of this earlier? But we're all the early adopters, and people are still coming along. They're still coming along, and it's new to them. Okay, I think I got one more thing to. This is, once in a while you come across an article and it's just weird, like you can't figure it out. This is the title. This is from Reuters. This is Reuters.com, September 20th. Noel Randowich is the author. Give a shout out to that person. I'll just read it. Okay. Here's the title. Wall Street drops after China cancels trip to Montana farmland. Wall Street drops after China cancels trip to Montana farmland. Right away, reading this, I know there was a problem. How can all of China fit into Montana? China cancels trip to Montana farmland. Did they really think like all of China was going to visit Montana? The farmland in Montana? It's just ridiculous to even think about it. So what's going on there, huh? China was going to visit Montana. Wouldn't that be like a really big story in the news? All of China visiting Montana. I would like to see it. Okay, that's all I got, everybody. Just a little crypto update there. My Big Layers weekend update. As I said, it's September 21st. It's a Saturday morning here in Japan. I've got one more video. I think I'll crank that one out tomorrow. It's going to deal with, I call them parallel realities. I watched a podcast, a Joe Rogan podcast recently, and he had an individual, I think the guy's name was Sean Carroll. They talked about parallel universes, which I think is the same thing as my parallel realities. And Joe Rogan's kind of a funny guy because he doesn't believe anything, which is fun. At times I think, maybe he's influenced a little bit to say certain things. I don't know. Sometimes I think that, when I see how he's going one way with a topic and then he does a 180 on somebody. But I've also seen him, be against the topic and then do a 180 and go, oh yeah, well this could be true too. And he goes along with what the person is saying. So I will have to reserve my judgment on Joe Rogan until I meet him, and either I interview Joe or Joe interviews me. Looking forward to that day. Seems like a pretty cool dude. Likes martial arts. Yeah. I think does he have a motorcycle? No, he doesn't. Okay. I'll give him a break on that one. He likes hunting. Okay, cool. Bows and arrows. Cool. Super cool. He likes fast cars. American muscle cars. So yeah, he's a pretty decent guy from what I can gather. Anyway, a little off topic there. I'm going to do a second video on these parallel realities, which I talked about maybe several days ago, a week ago. And I'm going to give some more details on my own, the parallel realities that I remember. And I recently spoke with someone close to me who is having the same phenomenon, and this person remembers things in great detail, just like I do. And we had a phone conversation recently, and he was telling me about one of his lives. Sounded real fascinating, so I thought I should share it with everybody. So that'll probably come out tomorrow, Sunday for me, probably Saturday for all of you. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Let's see. Oh, recently, Simply John sent me a message. Hey, thanks, John, man. Nice to hear from you. I wondered what happened to you on Discord there. I had sent you a few messages, never heard anything back, and I figured you're off on Broadway or something. Glad to see you're back and you're healthy and all that. So take care, huh? And everybody else, you have a great weekend, and look forward to the next video. Okay, take care.